What's poppin', homies? It's your favorite homegirl, Gossip Girl, and today I want to talk to you about a family of 3 found dead in a remote part of the Sierra National Forest. Okay, so we're gonna get into that. They went missing, and we found out what happened to them. So let's go ahead and get into this article real quick. A Northern California family found dead on a hiking trail near the Mercy River died after they overheated and ran out of drinking water on a sunny August afternoon when temperatures reached 109 degrees Fahrenheit, 43 Celsius in the steep mountain terrain, authorities said on Thursday. The deaths of Jonathan Gurl, his wife Ellen Chung, and their 1-year-old daughter Miju Chung Gurl. And their dog, Oski, had baffled investigators. The case involved more than 30 law enforcement agencies who had reviewed and ruled out causes such as murder, lightning strikes, poisoning, illegal drugs, and suicide. So you had 30 law enforcement agencies working on this. And they reviewed and ruled out, murder, lightning strikes, poisoning, illegal drugs, and suicide. So that's all ruled out. 30 agencies working on this case. Wow. Now, on Thursday, the Mariposa County Sheriff, Jeremy Brees, said investigators concluded the family died from hypothermia, a condition caused when a body's temperature is dangerously high after exposure to hot, humid weather. It's unclear what killed the dog, an 8-year-old Australian Shepherd and Akita mix. But Brees said evidence indicate the dog was possibly suffering from heat-related issues. This is an unfortunate, tragic event due to weather, he said. Brees described Jerish, who is 45 years old, as an experienced hiker who used an app on his phone to plot a route along the Hike Cove Trail, an approximately 8 miles, the 8-mile loop that hugs the South Fork of the Merced River and is a popular spot to view wildflowers in the spring. So if he's an experienced hiker, I just think when you're an experienced hiker, there are things that you should know. Okay? You got to bring a lot of water with you. It's 3 of them. So they should have had a whole bunch of water. But my thing is, I don't know if they did this regularly as a family. I would think hiking with a small child, and then you have your dog with you. I would think hiking with a kid, it could be dangerous, depending on the route that you take, the trail that you take. So, and then they ran out of water, it's just unfortunate. But many of the trees have been destroyed in a wildfire 3 years ago, leaving much of the trail with very little shade. The family and their dog began the hike at about 8 a.m. on August 15th. It was about 74 Fahrenheit when they started, but the temperature quickly climbed as the trail descended and the day heated up. By the time they reached the steep uphill section of the hike, known as the Savage Lundy Trail, Brees said it was 109 Fahrenheit. That is hot. Officials found the family 2 days later after relatives had reported them missing. The family had hiked about 6.4 miles with the baby in a backpack-type carrier. They were only 1.6 miles away from their car. The family had an 85-ounce, which is a 2.5-liter, water container with them. that was empty. A portion of the trail ran along the Merced River, where tests of the water show it was contaminated with anatoxin A, a lethal toxin produced by blue-green algae. That prompted the Bureau of Land Management to close campgrounds and recreation areas along 28 miles of the river between the towns of Briceburg and Bagby. But Brees said Thursday there was no evidence the family had drunk any of the river water. Brees said the FBI is attempting to unlock one of the couple's cell phones, saying the agency is making good progress. Our hope is that the cell phone will continue to give us more answers about that day, he said. Christy Mitchell, the public information officer for the sheriff's office, read a statement from unnamed family members during a news conference on Thursday. Some questions have been answered, and we will use this information as a way of helping us to come to terms with the situation, relatives said. According to the statement read by Mitchell, our hearts will never forget the beautiful lives of Jonathan, Ellen, Miju, and of course, Oski. They will remain with us wherever we go. That is so sad. That is really sad for you going hiking with your family and you run out of water and, you know, hypothermia sets in and you die. Like, I don't hike, so I don't know everything that you need to bring with you on a hike, but I do know that you need to bring water. Some people don't go too high. Some people stay, like, you know, at a minimum level. I've heard a lot of things about hikes, but wow. That is crazy. You know, I send my prayers and condolences to the family. I send my condolences to the family. That is really crazy. So the next thing I want to talk to you about this, guys, because I know I'm a little behind on everything. But, you know, during the time of Gabby Petito's disappearance, do you know that 9 bodies have been found across the country during the manhunts for Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie? So as they would be, sorry for stumbling, while they was looking for Gabby and Brian, they have come across 9 other bodies as well. So we're going to get into that. And my thing is, if this never happened, this is such a tragedy, because if this never happened to Gabby, how long would it have took for these 9 bodies to be found? You get what I'm saying? It just makes you think. It just makes you think. So the massive search for Gabby Petito after the Florida woman vanished in September was later found in Wyoming National Park has resulted in at least 9 bodies of other missing people discovered. Okay, that's being discovered. Authorities began searching for Petito when she was reported missing on September 11th. Her body was found in Wyoming on September 19th, 2 days after Laundrie, the sole person of interest in her death, disappeared from his home in Florida. Okay, the search for Laundrie may have come to an end Wednesday when human remains were found in Florida. Okay, so we talked about all of that. But the national manhunt and suspected sightings of Laundrie by police everywhere from Florida to along the Appalachian Trail to the West Coast have uncovered other tragic victims. The most recent body found was at 22 years old Emily Ferlazzo in a case with shocking similarities to Petito's. Now, Ferlazzo was reported missing by her parents on Monday after her 41-year-old husband, Josue Calderon, returned to her parents' house in New Hampshire to tell them he had not seen his wife since Saturday. Wow. The couple were living in a small bus that they had renovated into a home and had driven to Vermont to celebrate their first wedding anniversary. The day after Emily was reported missing, Joseph allegedly confessed to shooting her in the end and dismembering her body in their camper. My God, what is going on with these murderous people? Jesus. Human remains were found in Yucca Valley on Saturday, near where New Jersey woman Lauren Cho, who's 30 years old, disappeared June 28th. The remains of Sarah Baird, 55 years old, were found off a highway in El Paso County, Colorado, an area Petito and Laundrie had visited and posted Instagram pictures. Investigators found Josue Calderon, 33, had been stabbed to death along the Appalachian Trail in North Carolina. Rumors quickly began that the body may have belonged to Laundrie. Police located the camper that Joseph had ditched to discover bags of human remains and a handgun and a handsaw. The human remains were sent to the medical examiner on Wednesday to be identified. Despite his earlier confession, Joseph pled not guilty on Wednesday. Petito's case can be credited in some capacity for 3 unrelated bodies that were found in different states on Saturday, October 9th. Human remains in California desert on October 9th during a search for a missing New Jersey woman who disappeared June 28th, Lauren Cho. I think her name is Cho. Lauren Cho of Flemington, New Jersey, was in Yucca Valley, which is where she was last seen with her friends and former boyfriend. Friends say she had planned to move out west with her former boyfriend, Chris Orrell, and live a more creative life where she planned to start her own food truck. The remains are found in California, currently have no definite connection to the 30-year-old, but coroners are in the process of identifying the body and determining a cause of death, which could take weeks. The area where the body was found is near where Cho was last seen before she became upset and presumably walked away from the resort, leaving behind her personal belongings, her friends told Bernardino County Sheriff's Department. Renewed interest in Cho's case developed as people began to recognize cases similar to Petito's that were not receiving the same amount of national attention, specifically when involving women of color. Okay. The remains of Sarah Baird was also discovered on October 9th after being reported missing on July 4th, but was last seen at a gas station in Douglas County on June 28th. Her remains were found off the highway in Douglas County and identified several days later. The investigation into the cause of death of the 55-year-old woman has stalled due to the lack of body tissue that were found with her remains were mostly bones. Oh my gosh. Baird was reported missing in Douglas County the same day that Petito posted an Instagram picture at Monument Rocks, also in Douglas County. I hope you guys are listening to this. The third body found on October 9th has been identified as Josue Calderon. The body of the 33-year-old man from Rhode Island was discovered stabbed to death on Blue Ridge Parkway along the Appalachian Trail below the Yadkin Valley Overlook in North Carolina. Before Calderon was identified, rumors began to circulate that the body may have belonged to Laundrie who the FBI and other investigators have been searching for along the Appalachian Trail. Also, it also sparked Mia Mercado's search, Robert Lowry's search, Kylan and Crystal. All these people was found because of Gabby Petito, the search for her. Okay, if this didn't happen to her, my question is, will we be hearing about these people being missing? That's my thing. Will we hear about these cases? Because 9 bodies, I knew about some of them, but not all of these bodies. And my condolences and prayers to all of their families. Okay? My condolences and prayers to all their families. It's just really crazy. Now, while Petito's case has led to increased interest in missing persons and domestic violence cases, many families are still searching for their loved ones. Petito's parents recently founded the Gabby Petito Foundation to address the needs of organizations that support local missing persons and to provide aid to organizations that assist victims of domestic violence situations. So, guys, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? Gabby Petito's case, when they was out looking for her and people was getting reported and they find 9 bodies. Some I've heard of them, some I didn't hear of them. But why did it take for Gabby Petito's case to push these other people to the forefront and so that we would know that they are missing? Because I didn't know. Like I said, 2 or 3 of them I knew about and was working on doing a story about them, and I did. But the rest of the people, I didn't hear of these names before at all. It shouldn't matter what color you are. Everybody that's missing have the right to be put out there nationally, worldwide. Okay? It should not be, this person gets to put to the forefront because they're missing because of skin color or who they are. That's not fair. There's a lot of people of color who are still out there missing, and we don't know who they are because no one is talking about them. So I get the chance to talk about as many as I can. I have not forgotten. I became a little busier, but I'm working a lot now. But every chance I do get, I will be talking about these missing cases. It's just horrible. All right, you guys. So just let me know in the comment section, how do you feel about everything that I talked about in this video? That family, all 3 of them, the husband, the wife, the baby, and the dog, 4, died of hypothermia while hiking. It's just sad. All right, you guys. I will talk to you later, and you have a good one.